everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel.
Yes. We've been watching Big Brother, so we're going to be ranking this year's contestants.
We're going to rank them in this order. So there's going to be winners, acceptable, by,
Yeah, like
by,
yeah.
and then furniture.
We didn't even know you were there. Like, if you left the house, I wouldn't know a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're just basing this off everything we've seen on the series so far.
Okay, starting with Kerry. Where are we going to put Kerry? I actually liked Kerry.
At the beginning, I was very opposed to her.
Were you?
Yeah, I was like...
That week with
annoying.
Farida.
Yeah.
I found her and Farida both very, annoying. Like, I can see why they would irritate each other. But I feel like Kerry was kind of manipulative. Like, Farida would say one thing and then she'd go and say to people,
oh, yeah, she did this.
She did this, and she was really rude about it. And Farida would only say in a nice way, like, we should all be a part of this because we're all in the challenge.
And she'd be like, oh, she wants to be the leader, you know, have 40 businesses, blah, blah. I was thinking, you're dragging it, babe. But once Farida left, I kind of felt like Kerry was more palatable.
Yeah. She was more palatable, and she just
She was still very dramatic.
Yeah.
Like, always shouting, but I didn't mind it as much because it was like...
Yeah, do you remember when she shouted and then Trish, copied it?
Was that...
It was a challenge when they had to be outside or something, and Kerry was like... Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Trish
I did see that.
started copying her.
When she was screaming when the rain was pouring.
Yeah.
And then Noki and Olivia or Chanel wanted to do rock, paper, scissors. And she was like, can someone just fucking do the rock, paper, scissors? I'm so cold. You're literally 40. Can you regulate? That's what I kept thinking. You're 40 years old. You need to have better ways of coping with things.
What did you think of her relationship with Hallie? Because Bria was like, oh, you want to be down with the young people, and then Kerry was like... Do you think? I feel Hallie had a mother-daughter.
I feel like at that point she really wanted to be down with the young people, but then it kind of went into a more mothering daughter thing. But I feel like at the point when Farida was in there, it was just kind of like, why are you always around the young people? And when Farida would be like, yeah, you know, our generation, she'd be like, our generation. I'm thinking, it's the same generation.
Yeah, but why also would Farida point out and be like, you want to hang out with young people? Like, you're in Big Brother, you should want to hang out with everyone.
It's true, but that was a group she aligned herself with most.
But there's really not many, there's only been two, I would say, main groups from the beginning. It was kind of always been Henry, Trish, and Zach, and Dylan. I feel like there was that side, and then Kerry and Olivia and Hallie and Paul and Jenkin, and that side I feel like were more aligned. And I don't really feel like, okay, yeah, maybe she was trying to hang out with the young people.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, but I think maybe she just had more in common with those people.
I mean, at the very beginning it was very much oh, I'm trying to be one of the girls with Hallie and Olivia, and then she moved into the more mothering, oh, Hallie, why are you doing that? You know, you get what I mean? But at the very beginning I was thinking, you guys are not age mates, so what's happening here?
I don't know, I didn't really... I saw it, but I don't think it's anything to question, because she might just not like the other people. Who else in the house can you see Kerry actually being close to?
But I feel like Farida needed to read her. She needed that to happen. Because then it made her go into the more mothering role.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to be I'm not saying people who are 18 and 40 can't be friends, but it's a bit why would you be friends with them?
But it's kind of when you're in work, right?
Yeah.
And we go to work, and me and you, when we're 19, we be working with our colleagues who are
I'm not
40.
friends with them.
No, you're not friends with them, but during work, you might be quite close with them and you talk with them. And it's the same in Big Brother, in that environment where there's no one else to socialize with, you become close to those people that you're in close proximity to. It's not that crazy to me, but I see what you're saying.
No, but I just feel like you're saying, why did Farida say that? But it was like,
no, I mean,
every time it was like she had something against Farida.
Yeah.
And then it was like Farida had to read her.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was in response to her being like,
yeah, okay, I see that. I thought Farida just said it out of nowhere. I was like, okay.
No. She had, like, it was in response to the way Carrie was acting towards her. I feel like they were both annoying, but like, why are you acting like, oh, it was weird. It was a weird dynamic.
Next person.
Wait, we didn't even put her anywhere.
Oh, okay, yeah. Kerry. Where are we putting Kerry then? I would say acceptable to me.
I feel like we need a one in between acceptable and bi, because that's where she would go for me.
What, so like, it kind of in the middle? That means
just
like
neutral, like.
Neutral?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe let's add neutral for now then. That's what I feel like acceptable means.
Oh.
But like, acceptable means I don't really like or dislike you, but you are entertaining.
Okay.
That's what acceptable means to me.
Yeah, I guess you could go there.
Like, I don't really like Kerry or dislike Kerry, but she did her thing for the time she was there. Like, she had her screen time.
No, we can't go from acceptable to winners.
Okay.
There's something wrong with these guys.
Okay, so winners, and then there's like Likeable.
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan.
Oh, okay. Bye.
See, I didn't like Dylan from the beginning. Like, I told you, I don't like him. Because he was just, I remember like Olivia was trying to explain something. She was talking to Imran, but he thought that it was directed at him, and he started being like to Olivia, all right, like, calm down.
No, he didn't. He knew she was talking to Imran.
Oh.
And she was like, yeah, but he was like, okay, you've made your point.
Yeah, but that's rude. It's like you're trying to shut me up.
You know what? I didn't like him from when there was a conversation with him and Nokia, and I feel like someone else was around the table, and they were kind of talking about like racism, kind of. And Nokia was like, yeah, I've kind of grown up in a predominantly white area, blah, 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 so I've had these experiences. And Dylan was like, yeah, you know, I'm half and half, and I've never experienced anything like that. I was thinking... Okay,
and?
Like... Right.
Yeah.
And also the cooking thing was like...
It got
Notice
so
they haven't
intense.
argued about cooking
since. Literally, like, he was the source of that beef.
Like, they were tired of his chicken. They had enough. They were like, we can't do this anymore. Like, every day they were arguing about food, talking about food monitoring. Oh, I'm tired of Dylan's chicken. Once he
do you
left,
know what? It's
it
low-key, it's controlling, because how can you be in a house with like 16 people and be like, I'm the cook, and like what I cook is what the whole house is going to eat every day.
At least do it on rotation.
Yeah,
like, why are you the sole one?
Yeah, that was weird.
And then Carrie was like, I think Dylan really likes cooking for us, when they were doing that venting challenge.
Yeah.
He was shouting.
So he comes across as this like nice guy and stuff, but you see how he started snapping later on down the line. I feel like the way he acted in the beginning when he snapped at Olivia, like, okay, yeah, Olivia was doing too much and was being like, you don't need to always apologize even or whatever.
Yeah.
But the way Dylan responded, it was kind of like snappy, and I was thinking, she's not even talking to you. I don't know why you're injecting yourself into this and you're snapping at her. So that, it pissed me off. And I just thought, like, he has this personality trait and that's going to continue. And then he kept on snapping late down the line. I just thought, yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
Because that would annoy me. So he's definitely going
he's
bi. But then when
argument.
When he got nominated for the Halloween thing, and he was like, what's all this black on black crime?
I literally gasped. I was like,
Did you? Yeah, because I couldn't believe
What are you talking about? Especially since he had nominated like Noki or something the week before or something like that. So when they do it, it's black on black crime, but when you do it, what is it?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
It's the way he was being like, okay, yeah, they're gonna see when I come in. It's on. What was he saying? It's on smoke, whatever.
Yeah.
And Trish was like, okay. No.
You think I'm gonna see? You're gonna see, bruv.
Who do you think you are? Like, you can't be nominated.
Exactly, and that was the thing as well that was pissing me off about him. Like, every time he would be nominated, he'd be like, oh, clearly people have problems with me, but no one wants to come up and say it to my face. And I'm thinking, everyone's gonna be nominated sometime, babe.
It's
like,
Big
just
Brother. Like,
calm
you
down.
have to
This is part of
nominate.
the game.
Exactly.
It was so confusing. But when you had issues with people, or you were nominating people, did you go up to them and be like, I have this issue with you?
Exactly.
It's like one rule for you, another rule for everyone else.
Mm.
So he was just doing way too much.
Yeah. Bye, Dylan. I do feel like, though, even though he was doing a lot, I feel like that drama,
It gave something.
It was an entertaining time.
Yeah.
Because what followed, microaggressions and racism, that wasn't fun.
No.
But what did, that was like a fun time. It was like, oh, what's happening? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, what's his issue?
Yeah.
But yeah, at least it's giving some drama.
Farida.
Okay. How I feel about Farida. She was annoying, yes. But she was so real. I felt like she was too real for them in that house. That's why they didn't want her there.
Right.
She left. When she left and she was like, I don't care. Like, I've got businesses. I need to get back to you.
I got my followers.
That was real. Like, because I don't care about not being in the house anymore.
I think Farida was hilarious, and I feel
she
like
was so funny.
she was taken away too soon.
It was too soon.
Like, she could have been so funny this
Yeah.
series. I'm interested to see like who she would have integrated with as it progressed.
Mm-hmm.
She was funny. I'm gonna put her as like, where are you gonna put her? I think Likeable.
Yeah, same.
She can't be a winner because she's no longer in the show.
Yeah.
Paul.
Bye.
Yeah.
He's so annoying. And he's so childish. Like, why are you running around in the rooms at like 3 a.m?
Yeah, like so that other people can't sleep.
And you're always saying, what does he say? Like, that whole thing with Noki saying she was fake and saying, oh, I'll fucking tell it to her fucking face. But you were just saying it into the room. Did he ever say it to her?
No, I don't think he ever told Noki, but I think he was telling other people, and Noki obviously knew from other people. But that was just weird. Like, the thing is, Noki...
When we get to her, let's
Okay.
go.
But I feel like Paul is entitled to feel how he feels. Like, if he thinks Noki's fake, that's fine. But I just think it got to the point where it was like kind of icing her out from allowing her to like get to know people in that group because you're making the environment uncomfortable for her. Like, it wasn't a thing where he said, I just don't like her. Like, he would be like, no, she's a nice girl and I can hang out with her, but I just find her fake. So if you think she's a nice girl, then why can't it just be like a calm, kind of amicable atmosphere?
Why are you always trying to antagonize?
Exactly.
Like, and he's just so weird when they were having a party, throwing things at them like, are you 5?
Yeah.
And then you're shocked when someone wants to say something about it.
I think Paul was just very unlikable. For the first half, for me, he was like furniture, because I didn't know he was there.
Yeah. Or I would just be reminded when I see someone with their top off and I'm thinking, who is that?
And they said that like all he does is talk about farting and like shitting and stuff. That's all I knew about him. Only like as weeks went on, he started talking about Noki. I was like,
him.
yeah, I don't like this guy. He's annoying and just rude. I don't like the way he bullied Noki.
Yeah.
Because say what you want about Noki, but she doesn't deserve to be treated like to be bullied.
Yeah.
Like, for me, getting into her bed just before bedtime and farting in there.
It's so weird because you don't even like her.
Exactly. So it's not, you can't even play it as like banter, because you were even saying, oh yeah, I have that banter with Olivia, but Noki, she can't talk to me like that because we don't have that banter. Then why are you getting in her bed and farting in there if you don't have the banter? That's just bullying.
Yeah. During the ant thing is when I noticed this person is mad.
Is it?
Because when they were like, he was like, oh, why are you taking the game so serious? And then he started shouting because they were laughing. Like, obviously, I'm going to be laughing because you're saying, why are you taking it serious? And now you're getting serious. Like, you're contradicting yourself. And then you're shouting even more because you think I'm laughing at you. I'm sorry you feel like you have an inferiority complex. Like, and I can't even laugh. So now you think I'm laughing at you. Like, that's when I knew he was mad.
Do you know what was so weird about that situation, though? Is that Noki was in agreement with him.
Yeah.
Like, he was talking with Noki, and Noki was like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it is very unserious. We're literally just as ants. And then Livia came and sat down and was like, but you've been acting like a right, moody cow all day, Paul. And then Paul was just like, and then her and Noki were like laughing. And then Paul was like, shut up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he continued talking to Noki, like, yeah, like, it's very unserious. And then he just blew up and was like, don't fucking laugh at me. But he was like, I feel like it was directed at Noki.
It was.
Even though it was Olivia that made the comment.
Exactly.
And then he was like, I forgive Olivia because we have that banter, but I don't have that banter with Noki.
But Noki didn't even say nothing about you.
Noki didn't say anything. She was agreeing with you the whole time. So that was just...
It was weird.
It's
giving racist. Because why shy at her? She was literally agreeing with you, like...
Yeah.
But your bestie is the one who was saying, oh, you're in a foul mood, and now somehow Noki is to blame. Something's not right there.
Literally at that point, I knew, like, this is very much a microaggression situation because it didn't make any sense.
Literally none at all.
And then he kept on just harping on about, yeah, I just don't like Noki, I just don't trust her, like...
Okay,
like, let's move on.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
bye, Paul. Hallie.
I'll put her as likeable. I kind of want to say likeable, acceptable. I did find her annoying at times, like when she was... What did she even do? I know I found her annoying. I'm trying to remember why I found her annoying. I feel like it was like she was always screaming about something, and that was what I found annoying. But I did feel like she was trying to make things fun for herself in there. But there was a point where she was so, like, I don't know whether she was, like, fed up. So she was always like, oh, big brother.
I'm going to say bye, Hallie. I never, like, it's not a dislike thing. Like, I think she's a nice girl. But I found her kind of annoying to watch. Like, majority of the time, I feel like you said she was screaming about something, or, like... She would, like, talk to the cameras, and I feel like a lot of her behaviour was, like, played up sometimes to the cameras, and it wasn't just, like, being in the moment of Big Brother. So I just felt like it wasn't a very genuine type of... I don't feel like she was being her genuine self, but then also what she was trying to do to, like, get attention by complaining about things, it kind of just made her look like that complaining kind of person. She'd just be like...
Yeah, it made her look like a brat.
Yeah, like, she looked like a brat, basically, and I was just like, I'm over it. Like, she's not really adding anything in the show for me. So, bye, Hallie. But she's a sweet girl, and I think she's really pretty. Like, she was giving looks.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, makeup is looking good. Like, I like the outfits. But I wouldn't really miss her if she left.
That's true. I think when she left, though, I don't feel like I really felt it.
No.
I was just like, okay, there's one less person complaining.
Yeah. Zach.
I'm going to put him as acceptable. Because I feel like I would have put him as likeable, but I just felt like he would do things to try and wind people up. So I'd be like, what's going on here?
I kind of like that, though. He's an agent of chaos. I think he was gone too soon.
Yeah, he was, actually. I don't feel like he really got to shine the way he could have.
I feel like I did want him to stay longer.
Yeah.
I thought, like, initially I didn't like him. I thought he was rude. I think because he made that comment about, like, oh, why am I listening to you women anyway?
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was, okay, it's a joke, but he just kept on going with the joke and, like, longing it out even more. And it was like, okay, you're doing too much now. Like, let's move on. Let's move on. But then I thought, I don't know, looking back, he was an agent of chaos. And it would have been, like, cool to see, like, now with the group divide, I would want to know, like,
where his
stance would have been with it as well. Maybe he would have stuck up for Trish. Because I feel like the side, the people on Trish's side are not very, like, confrontational people like Yimran, but Zach was. So maybe if Zach had stayed, he would have been the one to be like, yeah, you guys need to shut up. He would have told them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put him as acceptable.
Okay.
Like, he provided entertainment. I didn't necessarily like him.
He provided something.
He provided something. Yeah. Noki.
I think I'm gonna put her as acceptable. I don't think. Why?
I was shocked. I thought you were gonna put likable.
Oh, there's points where I like Noki, and there's points where I'm like, can you like do something? I feel like she's a nice girl, but she's too like, it gives very people pleaser, which I don't like, because like if you're just trying to please anyone, what do you stand for? And it's like you kind of see like her true opinions on things when she's with certain people, like when she'll be like talking to Trish, or like sometimes maybe even Jordan, or like in the diary room. But not everyone sees that, because she's trying to like just appease people. Yeah. When it's like, you need to stick up for yourself. Like, these people are talking about you, and you know they don't really like you like that. Why are you going to sit with them? So that kind of like, it kind of pisses me off about her. Like, because it's like,
do you think she doesn't
at least stand up for yourself? If you're not going to stand up for anyone else, stand up for yourself.
Do you think she has loyalty though?
I think she does. I don't feel like she... See, that's the thing, because I do feel like she's more loyal to like the other group, and like enjoys spending time. I don't even know.
I don't think she is, and this ties in with what you were saying, that as a people pleaser, she tends to please whoever she's around with at that moment in time. Because if you think about the nomination thing with Olivia, like, okay, she didn't nominate Olivia. I don't think like her and Trisha's strategy was wrong, but I do see Olivia's point of being like, if me and you are friends in here, you would at least like argue my case and be like, no, like she's my friend. Like, you know, the way that Chanel and Jenkin are always like, yeah, I always stick up for my mates. That side are very loyal, and if it comes to evictions and stuff, they'll be like, they would never in any situation like nominate one of their own. So for Noki to do that and be like, yeah, I don't agree with it, but like, I respect your point. Okay, fair enough. But then she's talking to Olivia and she's like, yeah, I mean, me and Trish aren't as close as like it seems. Like, people always think I'm with Trish, but like we're not that close. So I'm thinking, girl, who are you really loyal to? Because it's not Olivia and it's not Trish. Like,
and I don't even think it's yourself.
Like,
she's just flowing in the wind like a plastic bag. No, you need to stand for something.
You need to stand for something. Like,
yeah, no.
So yeah, she is a people pleaser. That's what I really don't like. But also, like I've told you from the very beginning, I thought, she's like one of those corporate babes. And in the beginning, she was like, yeah, I work in sales, and I was Miss Great Britain, and I was like, okay, yeah, she seems nice. But then as like the episodes progressed, I kind of noticed that she talks. Like, I know she's very formal and stuff, but, you know, like, there was a conversation she had with someone in the house where they were like, oh, how come you're very confident? And she was like, well, I work in sales, so naturally I have to
was Ian one.
Okay, yeah, she was like, naturally I have to be able to talk to anyone and just be able to, like, strike up a conversation and, like... And then it kind of just made me think, I don't like those people that just talk to talk, but they're not saying anything with substance. They're just talking to fill silence, and like sometimes that's what she's giving, and it's not like I dislike her for it, but I think if I was in the house, I probably wouldn't click with her, because I kind of click more with people like Trish and Henry and those people that like to talk about deep, interesting things. But Noki does also talk about deep, interesting things, but it's like,
I just feel like at the very beginning, she wasn't really trying to delve into maybe like her views on things.
This is the thing. She's trying to come across like very palatable.
Yeah.
She's very aware of how she's coming across all the time. And I understand like why you're reserved to like be open, but then at the same time, like, you have to be, because you're on a reality show and you have to let people see the real you. So that's why I was like, I would say she's like kind of giving, I don't know, like, I don't want to say buy. I was going to say furniture, but I'm not sure. But she has provided like some storyline as well. So she's kind of given something, but like indirectly. Indirectly she's given something.
I'll be interested to see like how she's acting now in this like final week.
can't believe she's made it to the final week. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think she'd make it.
I think she's been up against more polarizing people.
Yeah, I think there was this agenda to like make Noki seem fake, but I just feel like the audience don't care enough.
Yeah.
Because there's other people that are like...
And also, I don't think she's fake, I just think she's very, like, corporate.
Yeah, she's very corporate.
She's very, like, this is our statement and we're sticking by it. We're not gonna lean on this side or this side. We're just gonna stay neutral.
She's that person, like, if there was, like, a company problem, you'd go to Noki and be like, all right, what's the statement we're going to give? And then Noki would say, this is what we're going to give to the press and we're going to stay with this story. Like, she's giving PR, crisis management, like Olivia Pope. Like, that's what she gives corporate babes. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I don't like people that...
You can't be that way, like... You're a person, like, surely you have a view.
No, but I think there are just some people that, like, work is... Their job is their identity or their career.
Anyways, let me not say that because I'm employed. But it's not my personality. That's so boring. Everyone has to work, so why is that your personality?
I tend to find it like people in tech, it's not really so much their personality, but people that work in like finance and like business strategy consulting, I feel like they go to all the networking events and they'll be posting on LinkedIn like, oh, my team just did like this project, and I'm, you know, they'd be posting on LinkedIn regularly. I feel like Noki's that kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, she's proud of her team.
Yeah, no. She's posting on LinkedIn. She's posting that picture and she's like, oh, last week me and my team went here and we did this. And, you know, I would like to thank this person, this person, this person, this person. She's doing that 100%.
You know Noki is doing that, like, that's her.
Yeah, she's a LinkedIn girly.
She actually is. Olivia.
This one's difficult for me. Because I don't really like her. But I don't know whether I'd say buy it because at least she gives something.
So you'd say acceptable.
But to me, she's... it's not acceptable. She's... Because I don't like her.
I think Olivia, with me, it literally, like, changes on the day. Like, depending on what's happening. Because when she was around Paul, I didn't like her. Yeah, like, I didn't like it. Like, when she's around certain people, I didn't like it. But her, on her own, like, I don't know.
Yeah, she is kind of acceptable on her own. I can't read her, really.
She's hard to read.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Trish, so this is when I really started to dislike Olivia. Like, I disliked her as well when she was like, she snaked Noki and nominated Noki for eviction. I thought that was very snaky. And then when Trish was evicted, she was like, those two girls did this.
When Paul was evicted.
What did I say?
Trish.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, oh, I don't like this. This isn't what I like.
Yeah.
But I think over the last few days, she's like, she doesn't want the divide to continue. I think she was in her feelings at first because she was really close to Paul. And then she was like, okay, like, I'm trying to like squash this. And then she kind of was like seeing a different side to Trish. I don't know why she's seeing a different side because Trish has been the same, but because Trish didn't react to not seeing her family, this made Olivia think, oh, I think it's really nice that she didn't react, so it allowed me to like enjoy the moment. Now I see Trish differently. I think that's ridiculous, but anyways,
yeah, it is.
It made her like kind of want to resolve things with Trish. Now, whether I think that was genuine, I don't know. But nevertheless, she did it. So I'm going to say with Olivia, she kind of falls somewhere between acceptable and buy.
Yeah.
Because she's annoyed me a lot, but she's been a big character in the house as well.
Exactly.
What do you think about her relationship with Noki? Like, during that whole thing, they still stayed together in the bed, even when they weren't speaking. Are they really that close?
I don't know. Like, you can move beds.
Yeah, there's other beds that are free, so I didn't understand, like, why was Noki still sleeping with her?
I don't know what was happening. I really don't. I couldn't tell you.
They didn't speak for days as well, which I thought was weird. I don't know why Noki's friends with Olivia. Like, what's bringing them together?
I don't know. Like, maybe it's just the fact that they're sharing the bed and, like, probably they were close at the beginning and maybe like they're closest in age and she's another girl. So it's like, but then also, what is this based on?
I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because anytime Paul was calling her fake, Olivia's not saying one word.
Yeah, Olivia didn't. She would never be like, "Oh no, you haven't really taken the time to like speak to her." She would just be like.
At least when Trish nominated Olivia, Noki was like, "You haven't seen that side of her, so I see a different side to her than you do. But I understand your reasoning." I've never heard Olivia stick up for Noki once.
Yeah.
So she had a lot of like gold to be talking about. Oh, you're my friend, blah blah blah. You can't even do that when it's not even about nomination. Like, so how are we really friends?
Does Noki know that was happening though? That Paul was talking about.
I don't know, but I just feel like it's a bit rich that she was saying that.
Yeah, that is true. Chanel.
Bye.
Yeah, bye Chanel.
Like, at the beginning, maybe I would have said furniture, but over this past couple of weeks, it's bye. Unless... You
know what? In the very beginning, I liked Chanel and Jenkin. Like, I thought they had their own... Because, you know, there was so many little groups forming. I thought Jenkin and Chanel, they were just, like, cute, like, Welsh, and they'd just be, like, kind of shy and awkward, and I just thought Chanel was cute. And then when she started saying that she thought there was 2 moons...
I was like, oh...
I thought,
there's nothing up there.
She can't be for real.
Like even Paul knows there's 1 moon, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I just was like, okay, I don't know if that's like genuine, like, because I feel like sometimes people just
act dumb.
Yeah, they just act dumb so that they can be that person that's like.
Yeah, this past week her actions were just crazy. Like, always, you're bitching about people, but you're trying to say you didn't say what you said. Like, when that whole rule break came up and she was like, oh yeah, it could have been about anyone. But then as part of her clarification, she said it was about when Paul was called a bully. And who did that? Trish. So who else could you be talking about? Like, your explanation, like, implicated you more. So why can't you just say it with your chest? That's so, like...
Because Chanel is the type of person, she would rather bitch behind your back than ever, like, express that she doesn't like someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, she actually did express she doesn't like Trish. Like, she was like, I'm not going to talk to Trish. She's just so loud.
But then when it came to Trish not wanting to talk to you, now everyone has to bend to your will. Like, isn't it the same thing that you just said? Like, you don't want to talk to her.
Yeah. I think this will happen. That night after Paul was nominated, they were arguing. I don't know, they were all taking out on Trish for some weird reason. And Chanel was like, I don't want to talk to Trish. She's just loud. I'll talk to everyone else, but not Trish. And everyone was kind of in agreement. But then slowly over the days, Jenkin was like trying to sort things out with Trish. He was like, can we just sweep this under the, like, just move on. Olivia tried to move on. And and I don't know, Tom, he was just socializing with everyone. So I feel like everyone was starting to like mingle again. And Chanel was starting to feel left out because she was like the only one that still had this like 2 groups mentality. And that's when it started to get uncomfortable for her. She doesn't really want to talk to Trish. She just doesn't want to like feel uncomfortable in the house. Which is what Trish was saying she wasn't apologizing to actually apologize. It was just so that she feels comfortable.
She didn't apologize.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she didn't apologize, but she didn't like reach out to Chanel is just like, she just reminds me of those girls from secondary school that like, they don't want to say something to your face, but they have a deep-seated problem with you.
Yeah.
And they will never say it to your face because it's like, to them, it's not worth the argument because they don't like you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she would rather just bitch about Trish. But then it just seemed like anything Trish would say would be taken in a negative way.
Exactly. And once you've been outed, then you might as well just say it because everyone knows now. So just admit it. Like, fair enough if no one knew what you were saying. But now everyone knows what you're saying, so just like, it's not that deep now. Everyone's heard it.
Yeah. She doesn't like confrontation.
So she says, but I don't believe that in the slightest. Like, she'll confront if it's under her terms.
Yeah. Well, not like she can take confrontation, but like, she's not a very argumentative person from what I've seen. Like, if she brings something up and she expresses her feelings, she just wants it to be that. But if someone has a counter to it or wants to express their side, then she can no longer deal with. Like, when she was like to Noki, when Noki was like, oh, I felt like, because of all the stuff that Paul was saying, like, I knew it was all like paranoia, but it just made me not want to be around you guys because I didn't know like what you guys. And then
she got up.
She started being like, yeah, but that you're just casting aspersions in your own mind. Like, we never said we didn't want to talk to you. And Noki was like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it was literally paranoia. And then she just got up in the middle of what Noki was saying and walked out. And it's like, you don't even want to hear what Noki's talking about. You just want to get your point off.
Exactly.
And then go.
You can't live like that though. No. It doesn't make sense.
No, it's crazy. Do you know what was so insane to me though? Like, you know how she'd been telling the group over several days, like, yeah, she's been talking about Trish, saying she doesn't like Trish and like she doesn't want to talk to her. And then when she starts saying to Jenkin at the end, like, I've never actually said anything about Trish, Jenkin was confused.
He was like, the rest of us, like,
Jenkin was like, are you sure? Like, you've been talking about Trish like
for days.
And, like, they can't even be real with each other. Like, because Jenkin could have just been like, no, come on, you have been, like, you've been talking about Trish.
Exactly. We all have.
They all just support each other in their delusion.
Yeah. You can't. They're mad.
Jenkin.
I would kind of say furniture. Like, I could take him or leave him. At the beginning, he was very miserable. Like, fair enough, your suitcase got blown up. Like, you couldn't use any hot water. But after that week had gone, he was still miserable. And only now he's starting to, like, be a bit fun. And I feel like that's because his mum was like, cheer up. Like, don't waste your opportunity.
He was pretty much furniture throughout. I think this is because obviously we only get to see an hour of what they show in a day. So with all the drama that's happened with like Dylan and Trish and the love triangle, there's probably not much to see with Jenkin. Like he could have well been like cracking jokes in the smoking area the whole time. We just didn't see it. Yeah. But like he's not done enough on a bigger scale in the show for us to really see. I did like in the beginning like I thought him and Chanel were like funny, but obviously they just faded into the background. So I could really leave him at this point. And then he just started being horrible to Trish once Paul was evicted. Being like, we've all got our backs up. And now we're being targeted.
But he's never been up for nomination.
You've never been up before.
How is there a target on you?
You've put the target on you now.
Exactly. You picked it up, put it here, and you're like, people are targeting us. That don't make any sense. That whole situation was just so insane.
I didn't like the way... Like, I didn't really care about him before, but at that point when he was talking to Trish like that, I thought, I didn't like him. Because she has also just been up for eviction as well. And she's probably, like, feeling a lot of anxiety. And now you're, like, just project... It's like all three of them sitting there talking to Trish being like,
it's your fault, essentially, is what they're saying.
Like, what are you talking about? It's not Trish that decides who leaves.
Yeah. The public did that. And Paul needed to go, let's be real.
And I don't get why they think that, like, Trish calling Paul a bully is, like, some monumental
Exactly.
thing.
Like, have you...
I don't understand.
She could have called him something way worse, I feel like.
When they've been calling her aggressive the whole time. And that's not equally as bad. It's the same thing.
And he was being a bully, like...
Yeah.
That's bully behaviour, like, you're literally 20-something, why are you throwing things?
They're acting like she just said it out of thin air. And the thing is, Jenkin was there.
Exactly, and he was saying, Paul, you're a dickhead, piss off.
Yeah.
But when Trish said something...
so he can call him a dickhead, but when Trish calls him a bully...
Strange.
Tom.
Furniture. I haven't liked him since the very beginning. I actually don't know what he did. I can't remember because it's so irrelevant. But I remember I was like, I don't like him. Yeah. Do you remember when I told you?
Yeah.
But I still have those feelings, and they were vindicated during that whole reaction to Paul's leaving. But he is literally furniture. Like, he can leave with his shit perm.
Oh! Yeah, you know what? Like, the whole time for me, he was furniture. But that week when Paul left, he awoke some feelings of hatred in me. He literally awoke feelings of hatred that I've never like experienced towards someone on reality TV. Like he was just a negative person.
And he slipped under the radar now again because he's so forgettable. Like,
yeah.
But he needs to leave.
He's so forgettable that like people don't even remember to nominate him.
Yeah.
So he's just coasted into the final. I really feel like Big Brother needs to employ what Love Island does, where they put everyone up and they do like vote for your favorite housemate.
Yeah.
The person with the least favorite votes is evicted, because then some of these boring people would get evicted.
Yeah. Exactly. We need to switch out Big Brother.
Yeah. Trish.
Winners. She stood up for what she believed in. You know, she was always down for the little people, and like she was just voicing her opinions, and then everyone like decided that there was something wrong with that. I don't know.
I think that Trish intimidated a lot of people in the house because she's very intelligent and she's very emotionally intelligent. She's very like she knows how to articulate herself well, and I feel like that intimidated a lot of the housemates because they weren't like, you know, you've got Chanel being like, is there two moons? Of course they're gonna like feel a bit threatened with Trish. But yeah, I don't know, in the very beginning, like I thought I wasn't gonna like her, because when she met Henry and she was like, you know what, I feel like me and you are gonna be friends somehow, I was thinking, no. He's a Tory, babe. Yeah. Like, I just thought, do you not have any standards? But then, you know, Henry is a nice guy, so I can see now, like, how they're friends. But it's kind of like now with that little political podcast they had when, you know, Paul was saying, oh, Boris, he did really well for the NHS after she just said that her parents died from COVID. I just think, like, how can you really be friends with someone who has such a different, like...
view to you, and it's yours. Like, it's insane.
It's literally in opposition.
It's a crazy view.
It's crazy, yeah. Like, Henry's a nice guy, but he's so, like...
Out of touch. When he was, like, trying to win that £1,000, and he was like, you know, the cost of... Sorry, we're talking about Henry now. But I need to get this off. You know, the cost of living hit everyone so hard. You know, I'm struggling to pay my rent in Kensington.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, Henry, please, be for real. Like, you live in Kensington.
Like, please, shut up. Kensington.
I feel like he was trying He was trying to sound relatable.
And it just made him so unrelatable.
I feel like in the beginning, I wasn't paying much attention to Trish because there was this whole, like, Kerry and Olivia and Hallie stuff, and then Zach. And I feel like once they left, then Trish became more, like, of a character, or, like, they started focusing on her more.
Yeah. Yeah, we just see her, like, doing stuff with Yinren.
And then I started liking her because she was, like, always there for Yinren, and, like, she was just, like, everyone was always going to her for advice, and then she would literally, like, she talks like a therapist. I want to know, like, is she a therapist? Because even my auntie was telling me, like, is she a therapist? She literally, like, knows exactly what to say.
She's so emotionally intelligent. I just feel like the people in the house weren't ready for it. That's how she knew what the hell was going on, because she was always reading. She could see through their little, like, games.
She's real. Yeah, she's definitely a winner. Yinren.
I would say Likeable, maybe possibly winner. The reason why I don't see her as a winner is because, like, she gives something, but it's like, you know. No, maybe she is a winner. I do like her.
I don't want Yinren to win, but I do think she's, like, likeable, and I do like her. But I do feel like she's, like, grown a lot in the show.
Yeah.
But one thing that, like, I didn't notice it as weird at the time, but then when Jordan mentioned, like, she shouldn't, like, go into hysterics, like, at that moment, like, she should pick her moments because it might make other people feel like they can't express themselves. And I feel like other people have said it as well.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to think Yinren, like, I don't know if she's doing it for attention, because, or if she genuinely, like, cries at everything and she can't contain it. But I don't know, I'm just like, also I don't like that she didn't, like, stick up for Trish once. or didn't say anything or didn't have a conversation with anyone. She just was like, she would like let Trish confide in her, but
there was no like actual action.
There was no action behind it, and I feel like Trish always sticking up for everyone else, and I would expect Yimran to do the same for Trish, seeing as that they're like the
besties.
They're besties. So for that reason, Yimran's not a winner for me, but she is likable. Matty.
Winner. Yeah. Out of that group, like apart from Trish, he's the one who's also emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
He understands how to reflect. You know, he's kind of giving something. I'm very interested in his whole open relationship setup. Like, why is there 5 pages of rules? I want to know what those rules are. Like, and he seems sweet. He seems nice.
I feel like because of this love triangle with Jordan and Henry, we've not even really got to see a lot of Matty outside of that. I feel like he's a very interesting person. Like when he talks about how he studied medicine and he lived in a commune. I want to know more about this.
Exactly. He's lived so many lives.
He's lived a lot, and I feel like we're not really learning about that more.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing this dead love triangle that's been going on since the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think Matty's very interesting, and I do think he's like very reflective, and I feel like he didn't support Trish directly, but when he was chatting with that group, he would be like, no, you guys are reading it wrong.
Yeah.
He would tell them straight, which is more than anyone else in the house has done. He did something. So for that, he's a winner.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he deserves. I just don't know. I don't think he'll get it because he's not had like much of a storyline outside of Jordan.
And a lot of people really love Jordan and feel like Matty's the one who's in the wrong in that love triangle. And I'm like, you guys
are insane.
You don't have the vision, because Jordan is the... Let's move on anyway.
Sorry, yeah. Next one is Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan is... Jordan is insane. Like, why are you always going up to Matty if you don't like him? And every time Matty wants to have the conversation so that you guys can really dead this, you're saying, oh, I just don't really want to have the conversation.
What was that accent?
I don't know, but that's how I feel like he talks. He doesn't really open his mouth. He just speaks between his teeth like this.
I just don't really know. I just don't want to talk about it. It's crazy because he is the one that
is
started the whole thing.
It. Yeah.
I don't see how that's Matty's fault at all.
It's not, because every time Matty wants to clarify, he's running away. And then when he's like, he feels threatened, he'll just stop talking to them.
Yeah.
That's so...
No, Jordan's been playing them both.
Yeah.
Even the whole time Henry's like, I don't know if Jordan likes me. He kisses me, but then he says we're friends. Then Jordan's like, I'm not really attracted to either of them. They're not really my type. But I think Jordan's
that was a lie.
Cap. It's a lie.
Yeah, because how are you saying you're not attracted to Matty, but then you just feel something when you're around him? Like, there's clearly attraction there. Like, you're saying, oh, he's not my type, you know, whatever. So?
I think that's cap, if I'm honest. Listen, guys, they are his type. But Jordan, I feel like he struggles with being, like, emotionally vulnerable. Or, like, you know, he doesn't want to put himself in a position where they reject him. So he's trying to make it seem like, yeah, they're not really my type. So that it makes
him lying to himself.
He's lying, like they are. He's very attracted to Matty, and he's very attracted to Henry. Because
he just doesn't want to express anything, and then he tries to make it seem like it's their fault when he's the one with all the feelings that he doesn't want to like
actually
address.
Yeah. Is he bi or is he gay?
He's bi, I think.
Is he? Because he also kissed Chanel a few times.
But he said he kissed her as a friend. That's why when he was like, kissing Henry is like kissing Chanel. No, sorry. I don't kiss my friends on the lips.
He's weird. I feel like he is attracted to Chanel, and he's also capping about that as well. Because he's always been like, oh yeah, I'm going to support Chanel. She's a friend too. But like,
I didn't even know they were friends.
When were you friends? You had that one conversation in the garden the other day. I'm not seeing, like, I swear that group was always there. Yeah, and Chanel's always with Jenkins. Yeah. Like, I've never seen them talk.
I've never seen it either. So I don't know where that came from. That was very strange.
Do you like Jordan though? Because, I don't know, in the beginning you're like, his fake accent.
Yeah. Like, you need to let it go. Just be you.
I wonder how he actually sounds.
Same.
Where are we ranking him? I'm going to put him as... I liked him in the beginning, but he's been pissing me off recently.
I would just put him as acceptable because he's too all over the place. Like,
I don't like the way he treated Henry, and he's been ignoring Matty this whole time. And then he's like to Matty, I never liked you like that. And he's just being mean now.
Yeah.
And I can see it's hurting Matty's feelings.
it's because he can't address them. Like, he's too much of a coward to address how he actually feels. Like, so he's just trying to push the blame. Like, but also you're leading Henry on as well. He's just acceptable for me.
Yeah, I'm going to say acceptable. Henry.
He's a Tory. He does seem nice, but he's so like... I was liking him a lot until that podcast. You know, I had pushed the Tory to the side and I was thinking... I almost forgot.
Because he never spoke about it.
Yes. I almost forgot because after his stupid little intro VT where it's like, oh, Boris Johnson, I'd like to go for drinks with him. I was thinking, okay. Then he never spoke about it throughout the whole thing. And then on that podcast, it's like, politics is a bit of a pantomime for me. And I was like,
no, it isn't.
are you being fucking for real? This is real life. And then Trish is saying how she lost her dad to COVID. Matty's saying how he was treating people in the hospital, seeing people die around him. He's like, you know, Boris Johnson actually, I feel like he had one of the best COVID responses in the world. What planet are you on? What planet is he living on?
Yeah, it's a sad one because he's a nice guy, but his beliefs are just so out of line with like our reality and our lived experience that like I can't really
root for you,
because you're denying our lived experience because
and
you think it's a pantomime.
Yeah, and you're not even like trying to see how this is actually real life and like how it's affecting other people. I don't know, maybe he's changing his views, but it's like just for you to say that, it shows me you don't live in the real world.
And it seemed like in that podcast, like, whatever Matty and Trish was saying, like, it didn't really sway him or cause him to think critically. You know, like, how you can be presented with information and actually, like, change your opinion?
Yeah.
He just doubled down because he was like, yeah, you know, politics can be fun sometimes. And then Trish started talking about COVID. Matty started talking about the hospitals. And then he said, yeah, but I do have to say, I think Boris Johnson had one of the best responses in the world. And Trish was just like... Did you not just
what we just said, it meant nothing.
It meant nothing. Like, it didn't change his opinion at all. And
no. Yeah. So for that reason, I can't root for you, and I just feel like you're likable, but I wouldn't want you to win.
Yeah, he's likable, I'll say.
And
he's
also
been pretty unproblematic. Other than that,
also outside of the love triangle, what does he give?
True. I feel like this love triangle has just continued for too long. It's obscure.
Let's get it over with.
It's like overshadowed a lot of other things in the house. Because yeah, like
in the first week maybe it was interesting, and then it got to like week 2 and I was like, there's enough of this, please. Like, let's move on.
But you know what, Big Brother is supposed to be, or it was 8 weeks now, this one is 6.
Yeah, it's
so I think if we had more weeks to go, and you know, this has been deaded now, this love triangle stuff, maybe you would see more stuff with Henry, but now it's the end. So
yeah, I did feel kind of bad for him when he was crying about Jordan, but also I wanted him to turn his brain on. Like, he was like, oh, you know, he can't just stop talking to me like this. And then the next day, it's just like nothing happened.
Yeah. Do you think they would date on the outside? Yeah. They do look good together. If Jordan can resolve his issues and actually allow himself to be open, they looked cute having their little lobster and chips and champagne. Like, I can see them strolling around Mayfair. You know, they look like a cute couple. But Henry just needs to... No, Jordan needs to open himself up to it.
Yeah, he does.
And also, he needs to, like... Jordan can be kind of manipulative as well. That I don't think he's aware of.
Yeah.
He needs to work on that. It's been a good season. You know what? I wasn't sure with it coming back. I was like, well, I don't know. Because it didn't give on Channel 5. Sorry.
Although they had that icon... No, the only reason it was iconic was because New York was in it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Series.
And Gemma Collins.
Yeah.
Lol. I need to watch that one.
So do I want to go back and watch Big Brother because I never really watched it. I knew the iconic things that happened though.
I mean, I used to watch Big Brother like religiously, like when I was younger, but that was years ago.
I'll be interested to see who's on Celebrity Big Brother. That's coming.
Oh yeah.
Because who are the celebrities these days?
It's probably gonna be like these English influencers.
Oh, I really don't want a politician in there, please. I'll be interested to see who goes in there, and I'll look forward to next year. I hope they get some more real people and like don't overproduce it like too much.
Yeah, let it be real. Like, stuff happening. I think Big Brother is kind of what I wish Love Island was like a bit more, because the early Love Island was kind of like that. As in, you would just see real. They would talk about nominations, or they talk about who they're gonna couple up with and stuff. But then now they don't do it anymore. Whereas in Big Brother, you see the like the way they think tactically and stuff. So. Yeah. Also, do you know what pisses me off? Like, it actually like irks me when people say they're going on Big Brother, and then they'll be like, either they say this or the public will be like, they're playing a massive game. I don't trust them. They're playing a game.
Babe, it's a game.
It's a game show. They are playing a game. Why do you want to pretend that they're not playing a game?
Exactly. And what is the right reason to be in there, and what is the wrong reason?
Like, you're acting like it's not to win 100k. Like,
because the reason I would sign up is to win the money. Like, and that's considered a wrong reason to be in there.
Yeah.
By people who's in there. What did you sign up for then?
But no,
I want to win the money.
Do you know what? To be fair, like, I've always wanted to go on Big Brother, like, as a child and stuff, but it was never to win the money. I'm gonna be for real. Like, it wasn't.
And that's fair, but you can't say someone who went on to win the money is in there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And I think even if I was in there and I want the experience, you are playing a game still. It doesn't. You might not be playing to win, but you are playing the game. Like, you're gonna care about nominations and you're gonna be tactical about it. You're not gonna just vote with sincerity all the time. If you're close with someone and you want to keep them in, I would try and
keep them in.
Yeah, I'll try and keep them in.
Yeah. I'm not going to be voting for them.
No, exactly.
Let us know what you thought about this season. Who are your winners?
It's got to be, at this point, Matty or Yimran.
Yeah.
Like, Yimran will be an acceptable winner, but I would rather it be Matty. But who do I think it actually will be? Who do you think it will be? Maybe, I feel like the public might see it in Henry.
I fucking hope not. Like, the only acceptable people are Yinrin and Matty.
I think Matty flies under the radar a lot, so I don't know if the public is going to see it.
I feel like they might give it to Henry, or maybe they'll just...
They're going to feel...
Maybe they'll try and give it to, like, Olivia or something.
Random. I forgot about her. I feel like the public loves to do a sympathy vote, and Henry, because he's been through it, they might be like, oh, Henry, he's so sweet and he's been led astray. But also, I kind of want it to end so I can get back to my life.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I've had enough of watching something at 9 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
I no longer really...
I'm not really invested in it.
Yeah.
I can't believe... No, sorry, wait. Trish being evicted, I'm going to tell you guys.
That was a shock.
That was Game of Thrones level shock. You know, like when the Red Wedding?
Yeah.
That was... No, I saw the message of you being like, no. And I was like, wait. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't caught up. I was praying you were talking about Noki or someone else. And then I saw Trish. You've been evicted from the Big Brother house. What are you telling me? The Trish.
Yeah.
No. That was, guys, that was BAFTA level television.
Yeah, it was crazy because the crowd was chanting
Trish to win.
And then they called her name. And AJ was like, what?
He was like, what? Even AJ was shocked. What a time.
It made for good TV, I will say.
It was good.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our video, guys. We hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.